Is it safe to say that now, if you want to blow in Africa, Nigeria is the market?
Oh, of course. Yeah. We admit. Yeah. We admit because you have the numerical advantage. Yeah. You also have the advantage of certain strategic positioning of companies that matters to the creative art. You know, gradually, I'm seeing you fighting from some offices to be in Nigeria. We know that South Africa has these boom plays, these YouTubes and all that. But we know that every creative investor is now targeting Nigeria because of the numbers and all that.
Has Shatta been out to state categorically that this is what I shared, this is what Burna Boy asked?
Oh, I remember on a few of those shows, right? But he said he said he had to express how proud he was of Burna Boy because though he knows he's not on Burna Boy's level, but he still feels happy, and they are not in good terms. But he still feels happy knowing that this is someone he also had in hand.
And now, no Nigerian artist needs Ghana to blow. To me, that's how I see it. Oxlade is with Sarkodie. Fine, I know a lot of Nigerians.
Do you think Oxlade was a big deal in Ghana? Though he had a monster hit in Nigeria.
I am referencing it from
piping Sarkodie is why Oxlade has become a big deal in Ghana. On any day, no one will look Oxlade's way.
No, when I say to blow, I'm looking at the likes of Ashaki, how they blew, the likes of Kiss Daniel, how they blew. When they are looking at international stardom, they don't consider Ghana that much because they've done the work already. Automatically, we are playing their songs. And that brought about play Ghana, sorry.
Yeah.
Automatically, if DJs won't play, citizens will love it.
Welcome to your #1 podcast right here in the Pan-African space. Stay tuned for spanking new exclusive right now on the bars.
My people, now wow. Burna Boy came to Ghana. Shatta Wale made him. Fela came to Ghana. He popped that. He
no one is saying Shatta Wale made Burna Boy.
There's a narrative out there.
No, all we are saying is that Burna Boy came to pipe Shatta Wale's influence, get coached about how to get acceptance in Ghana. So Shatta Wale gave Burna Boy a seat in Ghana. No one has said that Shatta made Burna Boy. We are saying that the Burna Boy we are seeing today, right, how to use Shatta to gain some level of seat and acceptance within the African or the West African community, and then to be specific, Ghana. Like I'm saying, you had to even risk it at a point in time, had to pipe through R2Bs to gain that. That is to say that you might be doing exploits in your own capacity as a Burna Boy or risk it. But when you want to feel belong and part, gain certain level of acceptance in someone's home, there are people you plug. Wizkid did it with R2Bs. And so Ghanaians at the point in time felt Wizkid as part of them because of how R2Bs activated or engineered his brand acceptance in Ghana. That is what Burna Boy did. And even got mentored on how to got mentored in a lot of things, staying in Shatta's house, learning about production, learning about the sampling of certain songs, right? And beats that he felt. So that is how come he was so, at a point in time, he wanted to, remix, Isis song. He wanted to learn more about the Ghanaian sound and polish it and own it. And Shatta gave him the coachings and the mentorship that he needed by way of collaboration, by way of exposing him to certain stages, by way of putting him on.
Has Shatta been out to state categorically that this is what I shared, this is what Burna Boy asked?
Oh, I remember on a few of those shows, right? But he said he had to express how proud he was of Burna Boy because of the encounter he had with him and how he was able to submit himself to tuition and all that. And though he knows he's not on Burna Boy's level, but he still feels happy. And they are not in good terms. But he still feels happy knowing that this is someone he also had in hand in coaching him on one or two things. And so, yes. And then it's plain truth. And Burna Boy becoming Burna Boy before the Twice at All, before the African Giant. We all know how Shatta Wale making game as acceptance over here. Let's give Shatta some credit for what Burna has become today.
I am of the school of thought that Nigerians were like, we need a West African man. We need North Africa, we need East Africa, we need South Africa. So let's pipe it small, a bit of.
Why is it
of
always
Ghana? Which West African country apart from Nigeria is good with music? Ghana is automatically the place. So in the past, their whole modus operandi was Africa. And if Ghanaians also have musicians, let's use Ghana for whole of West Africa. I don't need to go to Togo. I don't need to go to Sierra Leone. The relevance will not be as much as Ghana. Okay. So they were doing it. And now, no Nigerian artist needs Ghana to blow. To me, that's how I see it. Oxlade is with Sarkodie. Fine. I know a lot of Nigerians.
Do you think Oxlade was a big deal in Ghana? Though he has a monster hit, he had a monster hit in Nigeria.
I am referencing it from
piping Sarkodie is why Oxlade has become a big deal in Ghana. On any day, no one will look Oxlade's way.
No, when I say to blow, I'm looking at, you know, the likes of Ashake, how they blew. The likes of, you know, Kisdania, how they blew. When they are looking at international stardom, they don't consider Ghana that much because they've done the work already. Automatically, we are playing their songs. And that brought about play Ghana, sorry.
Yeah.
Automatically, if DJs won't play, citizens will love it. They love it. And if you don't want DJs to play, like Andy Dosty said, you go to party, you'll be like, okay, I'm a DJ from Ghana, I want to play Ghanaian songs. So let me play. You'll be playing, they will be sitting, they will be tapping their head. Then they themselves will come to you that, why are you not playing Nigerian songs? Because you cannot shut the doors of Spotify, Apple. They will still download it. So they've done the work already. So me, as Ghanaians were saying, oh, Nigerians are here, they need us to blow. They were here to gasm the market and know that a time is coming, you don't need to come and work here anymore. So my question is, why are we not doing same? Why is it that when Shatta Wale gets money, we buy houses? I want to buy a car. Because he wants to see already, you know, profit. But Nigerians don't care losing it, but to fix it. So they were here. So we need to Google, research, learn the way they did it, and do it our own way. We can't do their same line.
That's what I admit. I also admit the market penetration. That is what I'm saying. People are doing it. The market penetration that the jackies have had in Nigeria. We are also adapting the strategy that just as every new generation comes with their own perspective. But I'm glad that such conversation is a material that will be needed for the next generation of artists to know that that is how they used to plug in us. So this time around, it's like now the people getting to know that, okay, the whites came here to take our gold. So we use cyber means to also take back
from them.
So now we see what Jackie has been able to do in Nigeria because he piped. We see what Camido strategically did. We see what Blacko is doing.
Is it safe to say that now, if you want to blow in Africa, Nigeria is the market?
Oh, of course. We admit. We admit because you have the numerical advantage. You also have the advantage of certain strategic positioning of companies that matters to the creative art. Gradually, I'm seeing you fighting from some offices to be in Nigeria. We know that South Africa has these boom plays, these YouTubes and all that. But we know that every creative investor is now targeting Nigeria because of the numbers and all that. And of course, but we still take pride in the fact that a country with a population of about 170 million people always have to battle it out with a 30 million. It means that even if we had a population as even twice as we have now, would have really worried you people.
Let's move Jamaica to Africa and call Jamaica, let's say, another country. Let's name it another country. And then they have dance or they have reggae, but they don't have numbers. But you check some Jamaican videos and they have more numbers equal to Nigerians and some more than them. But their population is less.
Sometimes it's not all about population. Sometimes your strategic and geographical location can create a lot of opportunities for you. A lot. So look at where we are. We are so distant from the Western world as Africans. And for us to have penetration and the numbers, command the numbers and penetration that to make Afrobeat this attractive for even the Western world to buy into it, we force. Sometimes you can have a 5 million or Jamaicans are even less than 5 million. Sometimes you can even have 1,000 people strategically positioned and closer to opportunities. And they would have that kind of mandate as against you being populous and not geographically positioned and advantageous. So that is their nearness to the opportunities, their nearness to the plugins. It is easy to just get into America from Jamaica. It's South America, right? It's South America.
Yeah.
I get it. And so, apart from the authenticity, you just need to be authentic and geographically and strategically be positioned.
Is Jamaica not North America?
Yes, North America, right?
Yeah.
North America. They're all America. I get it. And so, I mean, I feel sometimes the geographic matters, and you see, sometimes too, you see, they brought something that was so authentic. We are still, as Africans, trying to battle who is the exclusive owner or coiner of what genre, because we are influenced one way or the other. Perhaps the same colonial masters might have influenced like about 4 or 5 of the same countries under the same colonial rule. So there is you can't put a face to who owns what. But there, you can stick your neck out to say, we own the dancehall. We created a genre. I get it. So I think authenticity is play. And they also followed it up with a lifestyle. So whilst you are falling for the lifestyle, some people may not fall for it because of their music. Some may fall for it because of their lifestyle. And by way of the lifestyle, following their lifestyle, you get to be introduced to their music products. Some fall for their religion. And you know, religion is something that people are day in and day out scouting and getting to understand why people worship this way they do, why people worship that. So the Jamaica and their dancehall and whatever may not necessarily be propelled by the music itself. It might have been propelled by culture, by religion, by their belief, by how they carry themselves. And by extension, people who are seeking to understand got introduced to the music, and then it got spread out.
Okay.
Yes, but we are trying to push the music. And by way of catching the attention with the music, people will get to know our culture. Okay. People will get to know about food. But remember, we are doing it. If that is the reason why Afrobeat flew, is because Ghana has a very great hip hop culture. But you can't do hip hop more than how the Americans are doing.
Of course.
Right? Yeah. You can't do hip hop. So it would the period that it would take for you to penetrate as a hip hop art, doing it from a place that is not originally a hip hop, oriented country, you need 10 times much effort than someone who is staying original to Afrobeat, because it's new to them. And that is how come Chris Brown will fly all the way from America to tap in Afrobeat, because it's new, it's fresh, it's refreshing. It sounds something that they want to explore. But you are doing hip hop and you want to compete with those who are the connoisseurs of the genre. It will take you 10 times as much as it. That is why I respect Sarkodie a lot, what he has been able to do with hip hop, with rap, and then getting all the accolades and awards and the mileage that he needed for it. But even with that, you know that he is not still a household name in the hip hop community outside Africa. I get it. So until we are able to understand that originality, authenticity is yes, but you people the Nigerians have added the smartness. I get it. One of the smartest ways they penetrated the other part that I applaud for is strategically doing the Hades in Atlanta. Strategic.
Solid.
Very strategic.
And they start from scratch with everything they do. They will plug from scratch and then. You see,
very, very strategic. That money in NEB, we don't have that kind of heart. But and it needs huge capital injection, right? They have got to a stage now that it's much more lucrative. Perhaps the stage that you are going to, we are now getting to the stage that you guys were, in terms of how lucrative the business has become, you guys were maybe 5 years ago. That is our current state. So we need to let people understand that, look,
10 years.
No, you need to let people understand that, look, you can earn $100 million, $1 million as an artist, but you can still plow 500,000 in back. No, but here, for you may know, $1 million to a Ghanaian artist is the goal.
Yeah.
So this time I reach. So to think that I should spend $50,000 to shoot a video or to plow back in my brand, Charlie. I mean, I get my 2 mansions, I get my cars.
They can keep up.
No, but you guys 5 years ago understood that, okay, what I'm enjoying now is a result of plowing back that I did. That I was able to put $200,000 to even buy a beat. You need some level of courage to know that I want to do this collaboration with this kind of person. I want to, And even your event organizers had that goal, that we were going to invade the territories to do the Afro nations to do, because in the next, Smith said it, that the target was in the next 10 years. Afro beats must be everywhere. So it was a collective effort. Your musician had that mindset. Your event promoters had that mindset. And to even think that, basically at a point in time when Afro Nation was bankrupt, how to finance Smith so that the agenda of Afrobeat invading other world. How thoughtful could you be?
Yeah.
Smith saying that at a point in time, Wizkid had to give him money to invest in Afro Nation so that Afrobeat can invade other places. We have not gotten there yet. So I think you guys knew how to enable each other as an ecosystem.
They are naturally born business-oriented people. Now this bring guys with a sip wine, with a sip wine, they enjoy. So cool down. It's a Ghanaian narrative. Okay, let's come back to our country. Ghana Music Awards. Right. Telecel, I know they advertise for Telecel, but Telecel Ghana Music Award. The narrative. I don't know about, I've not gone deep into the this year African category where they award. I don't know who they nominated.
Oh yeah, I think Rema was in there.
Rema
was in there. You was in there. Ira Star was in there, I think. Then I Love Me JJ Girl. Thames.
Okay, Thames.
Thames was.
I think last year the video won it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I should
think so.
Yeah. So this honorable boss man of mine, gentleman, and senior man of mine was on stage to pick Artist of the Year with Stonebwoy. And on the same network said that this year he's going to root for King Promise. But the tables have turned, Stonebwoy. You mentioned last year when you picked the award with Stonebwoy on stage.
Right.
King Promise on the same channel. You are going to root for King Promise this year.
With the CV that he had, yes, I said if it becomes like consistent, then I was going to root for him.
Now there's a Kumerican guy. You are from Kumerica,
of course.
And then you said you are going to be biased when it comes to anything Kumerica.
Facts.
And if we look at King Paluta, the only thing as a demerit, as a defect for King Paluta, why I can't sell him here is the language. Okay. It's a problem a bit, but beautiful song. I love the songs. They are in tree. He did well. But is it not too new to merit Artist of the Year?
Unless, of course.
He won new Artist of the Year last year, right? So we wouldn't say he's fresh, but he's still fresh.
Okay,
to compete with a song that has had an international appeal, Nigerians love it. It has, English in it. The kind of song, Terminator, is super crazy. For this year. Is it not too safe to say?
Come on, TJ, you should not be telling me this. You are still discussing Terminator in 2025.
So that was the year.
He was competing with Stonebwoy.
So Terminator is not.
So that is one of the misinformation because he has it on the album. That was nominated for Album of the Year this year.
I love King Paluta anyway.
Well, yeah, I know, right? But so let's stick to facts. You see, sometimes I don't want by way of the conversation look like I have a personal vendetta against King Promise. Incredible artist, like I've said that I am part of what King Paluta has become today. So in as much as he deserves the Artist of the Year according to the guidelines of the TMA, I'm biased towards anything Kumerica. And I'm part of his very, very, very underdogs days through to his journey. So that is my brother. I get in it. So of course, but like I said, it would have been so biased on my part to know clearly that this guy is nowhere near the crown and advocate for him. But it is an add-on and an advantage and lucky on my part that there is someone who has also overtaken the guideline and the parameter bosses of what we are looking out for in the Artist of the Year. So I'm glad that I'm able to defend on biased basis and by extension on deserving basis. So I get it.
Yeah, I get
so me, I don't want to be hypocrite. One, I'm biased. And I'm glad that the person I'm biased towards also has taken the bosses for me to have the locus to defend why he should be crowned the Artist of the Year. That is not to say that other people don't deserve it. I'm here to tell the world why a fresh energy has proven himself worthy to dine with kings and can even be and stood the king.
He mentioned that he has he had 140 shows.
That is what he could even chronicle.
Yeah.
Yes, he could chronicle. And did you see? That is the real measure of appeal. To be a sought after brand across the length and breadth of the country and beyond the country and within the community. Remember, we are doing what music awards?
Ghana Music
Awards. We are doing what music awards?
Music Awards.
Your most your first measure of appeal is the acceptance of the very people who you are doing the music for, or who the very community that the scheme targets. Please, because Rocky Dawuni has had the most revered nomination in the world as a Ghanaian, yet he's not part of Artist of the Year. Why? Because your first duty is to get accepted by your own people. And so though Rocky Dawuni got nomination for Grammy, which is everyone's dream award, he is not still accepted by his own people. That is why he can't be an Artist of the Year.
Okay.
Amare commands numbers than any Ghanaian.
Yeah. I saw her and Black Sherif on TV. A lot of they are enjoying airplay in Nigeria.
This lady is doing the most unthinkable. But his own people know the rate her. So it means your first point of duty is to your own people, which is the Ghanaian community resident and abroad. When you gain that acceptance, and any other thing that comes beyond that community is an icing on the cake. That is how I'm saying that. If you want to see someone who happens to be the best representation of the best thing that has happened to Ghana music, the best acceptance by Ghanaians and the Ghanaian community abroad, King Paluta. And you see, the kind of achievement that the gentleman has brought in 2024 conversation is not regular. Because over the years, we have had Artists of the Year putting hard work. Right? So this year, last year, it was hard work because everyone was putting the hard work. This year is about hard work and impact. It means that every nominee has worked hard. Stonebwoy has worked, some kind of hard work. It's hard. Can promise, hard.
King Paluta, hard.
Koku Smoke, hard.
Charlie, I heard this thing just popped up. My only problem with this year's Artist of the Year, I've been a gospel boy before.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know, it's with Joe Metal.
Yeah.
Seriously, I love Joe Metal. I have interviewed Joe Metal twice.
Yeah, I know, right? You guys have some amazing.
I know, you know, I love everything about Joe Metal, but I beg this year, Joe Metal on camera. Now, this is my narrative.
Right.
If having an event, not failing, at the Accra Sports Stadium merits Joe Metal to be part of Artist of the Year, then equally Sonny Bedu deserves it.
Right.
Because I feel that Sonny Bedu went to sleep a bit, focused on ministry, came back, and was the toast of town for our gospel space.
Yes, even when he didn't have a monster song in the scene.
You get it.
It means that
you get it. I don't know why Joe Metal is there. Maybe I know why Joe Metal is there. Because I know the people pulling it in for Joe Metal. You know, I know that. I don't want to mention that.
But I could have made a case for Dana Hamilton. She had a song that was in the faces of. In fact,
and she's been consistent.
My checks revealed that even when you take away, Paluta's song that were topping #1 consistently. Dana Hamilton was the second.
Her song
the
with
doing of the Lord. Crazy.
Exactly. So the Joe Metal narrative, Charlie, sometimes let's drop the politics.
I think they are sometimes
politics.
Undue enemies for the gentleman. He's just sitting somewhere.
You get it.
Yeah.
Joe Metal is a legend in the gospel.
Yes, of course.
First Artist of the Year. I respect him. Salute to his senior.
Yeah.
But this year, I beg, you don't qualify. let's box in Sonny Badu and then Diana Hamilton. That one, effecto. But this year, I
swear. Even Sonny, I'll shoot it down.
Shoot it down.
Yes, Sonny.
Because in the context of the fact that Joe had a show at a Accra Sports Stadium.
Yeah.
But before then, Kosi and Sonny Badu were pulling plugs for gospel. They were the ones that turned the whole orientation of our gospel space. You get it? To the extent that Sonny Badu be bonity, people they talk about that. But now it's the order of the day. You get it? So this year they
and also let's give credit to Kosi. Now they have urban contemporary gospel as
because of him. I salute you. See, I'm looking forward to having you on my live.
Yeah, sure. Let's give
the conversation is on in the pipeline.
So what I'm saying is, see. It has never been easy for an artist in the space to have songs or projects that were accepted Ghanaians, and these songs were not songs because they were hit; they were monster hits on the same level. Yeah. It's not regular. Remember, we are dealing with demographics. Now let's deal with the year calendar, right? The calendar is from January to December last year. It is not easy and regular for an artist to have had the #1 chart-topping song in the country to start off January, the year with us. throughout the first quarter of the year, he had the biggest collaborator verse on top with Rafada.
Yeah.
So he led the first quarter of the year, giving us the most banging and most monster material. People release hits, but he had the number one hit. Right. In the middle belt of the year, the first quarter is maybe from January to maybe, let's say, March or April. Right. In the middle belt of the year, the gentleman came to unseat himself with another number one song. So he came to unseat.
So from Makoma to Apeke, right?
No, from Aseda.
Aseda? Yeah. Aseda.
Yes, Aseda. And my checks, traditional media revealed that it was the most rotated and spent song.
Even on the political stage.
Everywhere. No, even politics. That you see, by then we have not even ushered ourselves into the electionary calendar.
That was the last end of the year.
No, even getting to the tail end of the mid. August. Then we are now having the feel of the campaign and everything. This gentleman came to unseat himself, brought another number one chart-topping song for the country.
That was gone were the days where we have Achiame Kwame from Kumasi winning awards, Lord Kenya winning awards.
Right.
But recently, if you do not, find yourself as part of the political gimmicks of the industry,
yes. So
is it going to affect King Paluta?
Well, I don't know, but I'm glad that I'm seeing the narrative change, that people who genuinely see through the fact that the gentleman had given Ghana some of the biggest products that we could ever find. You see, there are some artists, when you take them beyond the capital city, it's very difficult to make them headline artists. Charlie, if you want people to sell tickets. But this gentleman had some level of acceptance, the same measure in the rural areas, in the urban centers.
To merit
bro,
on stage with that.
When you go to diaspora, just one person frequented UK back and forth. It is not easy. You are not that lumber to frequent UK anytime you want, and Ghanaians will not become fed up with you. But all the promoters were chasing the gentleman because they would tell you that this gentleman was the one who was able to let the Ghanaian community come out. And all the concerts he was on were sold out. Apart from some concerts he did in Europe, Düsseldorf, Qatar, Dubai, sold out headline concerts all around. All the promoters that matter to our creative industry will tell you that, bro, Akwano, Omunana, among for UK 4 pesos, Omuno, diaspora for Paluta, into Oko, no, you think it's regular? Look at the number of people. Candace Kessie Paluta has a position in the scheme. Look at now, Rafada is the best new artist because Paluta activated his brand with one of the most monster collaborator verses that we have. Eno Baroni, Camilo, a BET nominee, wanted to come back into the industry, has released some of the best projects, was still not gaining acceptance. It took gaining acceptance, it took Paluta to activate Camilo back into the scene. He has influenced the ecosystem much better than any other person. Nobody comes close. And see, online, he got the even Christian fraternity debating whether they should accept his product as part of the, to the extent that because the Catholic Church accepted it, one of their priests were impeached, was impeached. This is what we talk about. And you are not, you see, you know one measure of
I think the only part Christians didn't like. They felt it was a
kutia kind of them. But no, but still measures appeal that to even generate talkability within the Christian fraternity where you don't belong. That they are even considering whether you should be accepted and that they should promoters of the Christian fraternity or Christian promoters who book you to perform for their events. And that a Roman father had to be suspended over it. It means that Charlie, you carried the weight. And talking about his second release and what he came with it, for you to have played for two competing and rivaling political parties, who are you? To play for NPP and NDC, you have to yield some level of appeal. To be this sought after, this is appeal. This is the real measure of appeal. In the history of TikTok, ever since TikTok came, there are 4 songs that have dominated TikTok from Ghana. You take Kiddies Touch It. Put the Traveler by. Some of the most used songs. 4th most used song ever since TikTok came into existence is Makoma.
Oh wow!
The number of people that use the song to activate whatever they were doing. Makoma was so monster to a level where it generated that appeal where the two rivaling political parties had no other option than to let the gentleman come on their platform because he was the most sought after. He was the poster musician for Ghana's electioneering season. That's what I'm saying. Every year presents its own dynamics. And so the event calendar of last year is different. The event calendar of this year, politics must come in because it is activated with music. Yeah. That's why even people are saying Nasi Kwenkwen should even be part of the most popular song. It means that King Paluta has been unmatched in terms of appeal. And so this is a gentleman who has ticked all the boxes that Ghanaians know. Having an album that has the most, he has the album that has the most monster hit on the album that were released in 2024. I'm emphatic about it because we are talking about 2024 release, and in 2024 it is not regular to have a monster hit and follow up to unseat yourself with another monster hit and follow up with another monster hit, and they are all on the same level. It is not regular. Having verses that has been able to project your colleagues into the scheme, it is not regular. Right. So in any case, the first pointer of being an artist of there is the one who has given the scheme the most headache in reviewing his works. Have you seen? He is the one giving the scheme the most headache in trying to review his work because his catalog is so rich that they are spoiled for choice. I get in it. And so there is no person in 2024. I'm always very emphatic in 2024 who represents Ghana's image as an artist who has influenced the ecosystem, fed the ecosystem, fed his colleagues to gain stands in the ecosystem than King Paluta. And I feel this year it's okay for a fresh face to emerge, just like when we wanted to anoint David. I mean, he had senior brothers, but they had to go. I mean, look for him. Yes, look for him because he was the deserving person. Special one. I get in it. Yes. So just like Joseph, I get in it. He had brothers, but when it was his time, they had to go look for him.
Today, my senior man, they give us.
Oh yeah. I mean, so sometimes it's only right to acknowledge that there are some people who are born kings, and it doesn't matter when they step foot into the palace. You have to just let them assume the seat as a king. And Paul Amantem sometimes obetimi have saying
I love it, guys. We are rounding up. I love the conversation today. For once, last year I disagreed with Stonebwoy for Artist of the Year. I was rooting for King Promise, and with his narrative, Stonebwoy won. Fine, fair enough. But this year, King Paluta, American boy. So King Paluta, sharp. I side with my godfather today.
Yeah, sharp.
I side with sharp. Okay, guys, let's round it up. RNA Kill, the birthday party.
Right.
You know, Richard Ni Ama, the birthday party, solid. You know, we had actors from Nigeria, personalities from Nigeria, Ghana, other parts of the world.
Right.
The most controversial part is the powder face. I don't know if I should get my own powder. No, I'm not getting my own powder. You know, we saw DJ Kwaku Slim with a powder thing. Now, people are saying we are done with the birthday party. But the one trending is Shatta Wale. Now, let's look at the birthday party and, you know, Sammy Flex narrative of Shatta not being invited and explaining why and a whole lot. Let's look at the birthday party within a brief summary.
Yeah, I think Sammy Flex has said Shatta was actually invited. And then right now we can't either confirm or otherwise why Shatta didn't show up. According to Sammy, they have their values they stand for. And I feel that we need to respect their position. I felt that Shatta had some pretty good relationship with the man in a way. Sometimes, you know, you quantify money not only in liquid or cash form. Quantify money in terms of the social capital you build with people.
Yeah.
So that's how come people will say, Stonebwoy there, and Shatta and Konji say, but you should be a kwako. Obiani said they are building a network. Stonebwoy believes in social capital. Stonebwoy believes in networking. Stonebwoy believes in building a currency, not in the form of cash alone. Building relationship, because sometimes relationship can earn you even better than liquid. Shatta, on the other hand, believes in giving me my worth. I get in it. So he translates his worth in a different form. He is all about the lifestyle. He's all about the cash, and I respect that it's working for him, because just get to understand someone who has preached or stood for a certain principle over the years, as my presence must bring money. my presence anywhere, you don't expect him to preach what he stands for. At this point, when people would come back and refer him to his own words. So even if he ideally wanted to show up for the man, his own words might be used against him, and so he would dare not flout his own. So sometimes it makes it difficult for him to even compromise or even consider, because people are going to use his own words against him. However, Stonebwoy is not someone who has always been on certain tangent that it has to be about the money. It has to be at the money. So everyone is representing their principles, and everyone is right in their respective ways. I feel that, the aftermath of this, where Mr. Quay, Mr. Niyama Quay's bank accounts has to be frozen after this, explains why people don't want to invest in our creative space. I don't think that we don't have people who want to invest, but people are just called in their shape because they feel that if they come into the creative space, we will start making probity into their source of wealth. So I believe that Nam1 has become a victim before, because you hardly have people who express interest in investing in the creative space. Why not shipping? Why not real estate? Why not any other thing than creative? Because people have the notion that for anyone to throw their monies into this venture, it means that they have fishy source of income. It explains the reason why people don't want to, because perhaps if Nam1 has not, he has been investing in other ventures, but if he had not come to creative space, he wouldn't have attracted the kind of eyeballs that he attracted, and by extension what has happened today. And that is happening to Mr. Quay. There is someone who wanted to create a narrative, a flashy and luxurious narrative about our creativity. This is also a form of activating what Ghana stands for. A
form of marketing.
A form of marketing. I get in it. Bridging some form of gap and creating a narrative that Ghanaians are bougie, they party like crazy. So even if they come somewhere, come Ghana, it's a form of tourist projection. It creates a narrative. I've seen the Nigerians who came over to witness say we thought Lagos knew how to party, but after coming over to this party, they got to realize Ghanaians can really rave. It's a form of tourism, but people are called in their shape because if perhaps he has not done this that is related to creative arts and has done other things, we wouldn't have been inviting. So it also awakens the fact that we don't necessarily lack the investors, but it is about,
we are not protecting them.
Yes, I get in it, and they have this paranoia of Charlie. This place I'm going, people will say, but what is there in the creative arts to invest in? What kind of profit will you gain from throwing this amount? Because I believe that if not for some of these things, we have people who can just finance the arena and say, Sako there, I'll pay you. Shatta, I'll pay you. Stonebwoy, I'll pay you. Black, I'll pay you. King Promise, I'll pay you. King Paluta, I'll pay you. Let's go and make this statement for Ghana. But having finished, then people are going to question their source of income. That is why, I think this has been a blessing for the industry, but a curse for the investor. And if this is going to be the tangent, then they would rather be in their shelf and then spend their money on whatever.
As I tell my Nigerian people, you for not show off.
You see.
They can't spread money for Ghana. Envy, Okay, now the last question. This one is my submission. I don't want to ask my godfather a question. Shatta Wale, you are not worth $700,000 or $600,000 like the video. That's my personal opinion, my brother. If you want us to merit, or if you want us to say in categorical fact that you merit it, my brother, work hard.
No, but
in as much as
but you say Shatta Wale is not worth whatever $600K. That one day I want to shoot it down.
That is my personal
yes
opinion.
But you can, I think I could agree with you when you say that when Davido and Shatta are built on the same show and Shatta demands that he's paid higher than Davido, then you can make a case for that.
That is the stance I'm making. Maybe I didn't put it in the right.
So but to say he's not worth that
between you and Davido,
that's fine.
Maybe on another show you can charge your $700,000 fine. Maybe you may be worth it there. But when you say give me same amount like Davido, I'm not performing. If that narrative is true, my brother, that 200,000 self, Stonebwoy try take himself. But I hear say they give you 500,000, you know take him too. I rather business way they may sound like that. Okay, maybe you know how to make money. I mean, you talk him, you want to see him. So that is my narrative. Okay, so guys, we are done. We don't want to stretch the narrative. I've discussed the birthday party, so we don't need to go into it. My boss, final question, final subject.
Yes, so I just want
your exotic viewers to know that there is a new phase to Ghana music called King Paluta, and you guys should be coming down like you always do, like Odumodu Black is doing, coming down to collaborate with Black Odems and all. Come down and then just also tap into the gentleman's seat he has in the Ghana creative space and do some magic together. But I still want to appreciate, Stonebwoy for the mileage he's giving to me and my career. It's just almost a year already, and it just feels like yesterday. So I just want to say thank you to him and all the hardworking Ghanaian artists that we have. Yes.
Okay. So it's a wrap. All right, from here, TJ Studios, we are done and dusted. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any submission, if you disagree with the narrative here, drop them in the comment section. Share your thoughts with me, TJ. I told you I'll be bringing guests and people here to discuss the African and Pan-African space, and we've done the needful. All right. I still stand by the fact that say my people, they don't say my life, my Niger love, plenty. All right. I have to carry my godfather to Nigeria, so maybe the next one will come there, fraternize and come back, tell Stonebwoy, say Stonebwoy, this is how you for activate for Nigeria. All right. Okay. So until then, I'll be coming your way with more. You know how we sign out of here. I salute you and peace out. Get ready, brace up for spanking new exclusive right here on this channel with Pan-African content, editorials, TJ's Kitchen, music video dissection, interviews, live session, movie breakdown, music, and more right here on this channel.